All right, here we are. They've moved us, no more shed, but luckily it's sunny, so let's get right to where we left off. Welcome back. I'm Aladino, and together with my wife Maya, we are rebuilding a Cape George Cutter 36. Last week our boat got moved from the old location to a brand new one, so no more shed, and now we can start working on some pretty important stuff. We shared our plan with you guys in the last episode, where the idea is to have a sea trial this summer, but not the full launch. So that means we'll be focusing on the biggest priorities, those being bowsprit, mast and engine. But before we put the mast up, there are some vital components that I have to install first. Now, when they moved the boat, they preferred not having the chain plates in place because they're not permanently installed yet, just with the top bolt. So it's going to be my mission now to put this in for good. Now, as I said a few videos ago, I got the angle from Eddie Arsenault on Prince Edward Island, who did a refit together with Kirsten Neuschafer on Minnehaha, also a Cape George Cutter 36. And he sent me the angles that they installed their chain plates at, so I'm very happy to follow with the same angles. Before we shined up the hull, so you can see that I scratched the surface a little bit to indicate where those holes are, so that I now can find the right angle again.
How is it that I still can't seem to find a way to keep her on the day-to-day? Well, every now and then she comes to visit me and brings her friends. Success, popularity, and long weekends.
All right, first one in. Should I go look? Of course, it's a nerve-wracking task, but yeah, wherever they do come through, we'll just have to deal with it and yeah, cover it up later. But it is stressful indeed.
Okay, well, let's go have a look.
All right, it doesn't matter. I might only get annoyed at myself if it's not in a nice place, but should be okay. Well, these ones are in the hanging locker, so that's the easiest place to hide whatever. Nice.
Good?
Yeah.
Excellent.
This is perfect. This will be the easiest to work on as well, because it's right in the middle of the hanging locker. So I really wonder how far down they will come, but the other one will be somewhere here and a bit extending down below. And then the aft will be somewhere here and maybe extending down into here. Yeah, but it is what it is. One thing that I did decide on myself was the location of where the holes were placed in the chain plates. And that is because we didn't want to have anything go through this section. This is where we have, well, bulwark, but then the deck, and then the beam shelf and the blocks. So this area we wanted to leave without any holes. But from here on down, we're safe. It was nerve-wracking drilling the holes because given that they also have an angle, it's hard sometimes to extrapolate and measure where the holes are going to end up on the inside exactly.
What?
Ooh, just.
Just but will work?
No, there is enough room. It's just the carriage bolts from the beams are going to be a bit in the way, it seems. Have a look. Yeah, oof, wow.
So it'll come out right at the end of where that
Here.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I thought it's going to be here, but it's going to be a little on the side, so maybe we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, it is closed though. All right.
All right, guys, so I'm actually going to film inside for this one. We will see where it comes out. Da-da-da-da.
Are you ready? Chain plates are so vital that it would have been a bummer if we ended up having a hole come out, for example, through the shelf, but we would have just had to deal with it. Yeah, the holes have to be where they have to be, and it's just either, oh, we got lucky here, or well, we'll have to do with that. Okay?
I mean, yeah, it looks great. Yeah,
I don't hear you if you're saying anything.
Are you gonna bolt them in place now?
No, next is taking the oscillating multi-tool and cutting out the balsa to then glue in a piece of G10.
Oh, right.
But that's going to be a little more involved. But for now I'm just drilling the holes so that then I can do all of them at once. So I'm improvising as I go. It's not like I do this on a daily basis to put on external chain plates. In fact, I never have, I don't think, no. I just wanted something to press the chain plate against the hull. Already drilled further than I thought we'd be to poke through.
So you might be in a shelf or something then. Shall I go
Maybe
look?
I'm in the beam shelf, but...
Let me go look. That doesn't look too bad. That looks like you might be able to have 5 inches above it.
Yeah. You want to measure?
Okay, so I just measured that. I couldn't film it at the same time, but 5 inches above should work. So go for it, Deanie.
Okay, excellent. I'll drill above.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, you're through. Perfect spacing. Really good.
Nice. Awesome.
Yay.
So now I will hammer the 2x4 a little more to get the third hole a little closer. Hopefully that works.
All right. And how far below is the third hole?
Also 5 inches. They're all spaced at 5.
No, that should work. You should be just above the shelf. Excellent. It's all working out. There you go. Perfect.
And now the next step is making backing plates. For those that remember, our hull is insulated with balsa, 3/4 inch balsa, and that has to be dug out now and filled out with something that can take the compression of the carriage bolts. So what I ordered was G10 to do that, but I made a silly mistake. I made a big order before leaving the States, so I thought, well, I don't know where to find it in Canada, let's order some. The balsa is 3/4 inch thick, so I'm gonna get 3/4 inch G10. The mistake though, what I realized once I was holding one of those G10 bars in my hand, is that there is nothing on earth that can bend that. Well, there is, but it's just so stiff and so strong. And the hull has a bit of curvature to it. So ideally I should have bought maybe like a 1/4 inch thick strips, and then glue them on one after the other, kind of like laminate a backing plate. But so now there is a workaround. So these are these pieces of G10, and now I'm cutting them to shape, and I also cut curves into it. So I still cannot bend it by hand, but I did put 2 clamps on either side, and then I was able to bend it. So this one here goes in the head, so let me show you. I added a rounded edge here, I cut it to the right angle, and you can see that the curvature is not excessive, but still, by adding all these curves, that's gonna help. For now, I'm just prepping all of these downstairs with the chop saw.
We will, of course, return to the chain plate story in just a moment, but I'm going to interrupt that story to introduce you to a really big shipment that just arrived in the yard. We have quite a large shipment.
Indeed, yes. Some super exciting packages, and many of you might already know what it is.
So let's explain what's going on here.
Yeah.
In the last episode, we introduced you guys to our plan, which is to try and get a little bit of summer sailing in, a bit of a sea trial, even though we know the boat is not going to be done. And that means that we're really focusing on the big priority systems, the mast and the engine, the stuff that's really required to put the boat in the water. Deanie, your idea was to sort of just not really have an electrical system beyond a start battery. Mm-hmm. And that really stressed me out because I have a business to run and videos to make, and like this is what keeps all of this happening. At the same time, I understand that we can't get everything up and running before the summer. So we were trying to look for a solution, and I think we've found a really good solution. So
Totally.
Do you want to introduce the solution?
Yeah, so this is what is known as a solar generator made by BLUETTI, and here we have kind of like the brain box. This one is the AC240, and they have a built-in charger, a built-in inverter. It's a pure sine wave inverter. At top of that, it has MPPT chargers so that you can hook up solar panels directly to it. And it has lithium iron phosphate batteries inside of it too. Everything in one box, and you can see it has multiple outlets. This really seemed like the one-stop solution for now.
And as with everything, we put some thought into this because we don't like just, you know, getting things for a small use and then no longer needing them. But there is also something very comforting about the idea of having this very self-contained backup electrical system, even when we do have an electrical system on the boat.
Yeah.
It's also something that you can take to shore and put into a camper van or do whatever you want with.
So these two are what they call the expansion batteries. So this is the brain box, like I said, but you can connect these to it to expand its battery capacity. One really exciting feature is that they're IP65 water resistant. So actually, if you look at some other review videos, it's pretty fun to watch how they all sprinkle them and they leave them outside during the rain when it pours. Yep.
These are the solar panels.
Exactly, the PV200s. They are folding solar panels. It's actually 200 watts. You want to hold that end?
Yeah.
Ta-da! Wow. Quadruple. And we heard really good things about this. Our friend Barry, for example, he already had the BLUETTI PV200, and he said that survived anything so far.
Well, and he's been living at anchor over winter using this as his only electrical system.
Yeah.
So.
Totally. But yeah, that's what we went for. One brain box, 2 expansion batteries, 2 solar panels totaling at 400 watts. And there's different ways to charge these. You can charge them with solar, you can charge them at home at an AC plug, of course. That's the quickest, actually pretty impressive, 45-minute charging. Well, it charges 80% of the battery in 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm really happy. I think that this is a really good solution for taking a big item off our list before the summer launch, while also providing me with the power that I need to keep all of this stuff going. This was sponsored to us, and it's still a little surreal kind of, when you make YouTube videos, you seem to be able to get these offers, and it's still odd to us, so we're very grateful for it, and thank you, BLUETTI, for sending this to us.
Indeed, thank you.
To give you a little behind the scenes, Deanie and I typically don't accept sponsorships there's different kinds of sponsorships. There's ones that will actually pay you quite a lot of money to talk about them. And those ones have very specific rules associated with it. You can only say quite specific things. And we never accept those. We accept ones where things are donated to us, but that usually is far less strings attached, and you can actually say what you're really feeling and thinking.
Totally. Yeah, mostly what we do is products that we would be buying anyway. We reach out and we ask, hey, can we get these for wholesale? Because we would be buying the product anyway, if we get the discount or not.
And this wasn't wholesale, this was donated.
No,
so
this was donated, exactly. But like the Aqua Drive and many other things, that's usually how it goes.
Wholesale, yeah. But yeah, we are able to give you our full and proper opinion. And so far, we haven't used it yet, but the build quality, I am really impressed, actually.
Same, yeah.
Yeah. And we've heard good things. So, onwards to the next task, we're going to be focusing on chain plates. So let's get to that.
Oh, okay. All right, the backing plates are prepped. while I already mentioned the little disappointment at first of having ordered massive 3/4 inch thick G10, which just won't bend, I came up with the solution of how it can bend with the curves, and I think that's plenty fine. We're already in overkill territory with with as beefy as our hull is. So this is just going to provide a really good backing plate to spread the loads. All in all, it went pretty smoothly. If I had even the proper material that would have conformed to the shape, it would have been messier and more time consuming, I think. Like this, I was just able to trace, cut out following that line, and then pull out the balsa in one strip and smush in the G10. So yeah, I'm pretty happy how this went. And of course, there's many ways to skin a cat. Like I said, I could have also just drilled out big washers of G10 as more local load distribution. But since I had these nice G10 bars, I think that there still is added benefit of having one longitudinal piece tied together. And then for just one single bolt, where the curvature was getting too extreme, then I resorted to a big donut of G10. Yeah, we did a mix of both, and yeah, I'm happy. Sometimes things evolve as you're doing them, and not all of it in theory before you tackle the project. Unfortunately, we're not able to finish the task though. Of course, it would have been nice to have it installation of the chain plates from start to finish, but we are missing carriage bolts, but we have sourced them, they're on the way. So I'm very excited to doing the final install on these chain plates. But for now, yeah, some very vital components have gone in place, and I'm happy how that went. And now all that is left is the easy part of actually bolting them in and bedding them. So as we have pretty much tackled the chain plates now, one of the projects I have on my list soon that relates is going to be installing the bowsprit, because this is a true cutter, and without a bowsprit there is no rig going up. So yeah, it's a vital component of it, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing the bowsprit back on.
So all in all, although it would be nice to have that money shot of the chain plates all installed, all in good time, we'll get there. But one thing I am really looking forward to for next week's episode is that my dad is going to be helping us with a project that I'm really looking forward to. He has actually agreed to make us some cabinet doors out of some really special wood, so that at least when we sail away this summer, we're actually going to have doors for our cabinets, which will not only look good, but will also be quite useful, I think. And that'll be a whole story next week. My dad's actually going to make those doors at his workshop on the Sunshine Coast. And so I've given him a camera and I've taught him how to use it, and we're gonna see what he films. And then I will write an interview and record him sort of going through the whole process later. So it's gonna be a bit of a different episode, but I'm really looking forward to it. You guys know and love my dad. He knows and loves you and loves this project and loves being on camera. He's such a suck for the camera. It's hilarious. So I'm really excited to see what he films. That's next week, and until then, we'll talk to you guys in the comments, and love seeing what you write to us in the comments. We do read them all. Even if we can't get to them all, we do read them all. Extra big thanks to the folks whose names are now appearing on screen for really going the extra mile to make sure that Magic Carpet keeps being produced every single week. And a huge thanks to everyone on Patreon. Without you guys, this boat build would not keep going. Really, truly, it's because of you. So thank you, a million thank yous. We do post real-time updates on Patreon every Tuesday. Those are never published anywhere else, so those are Patreon exclusive. Usually, well, Tuesday or Wednesday. It's a little flexible, but every week, for sure, there's a real-time update. Usually it's just a very unedited sort of walkthrough of the boat, letting you know what we're doing that week, posing any questions or dilemmas or thoughts that we're having in the moment, and just so you know what's going on. Okay, I think that's all from me now. See you next Friday. Bye.